So, you want to make some props for your Zuko cosplay. Maybe some flame props perhaps, but don't know how to make them?
That's rough, buddy.
Don't worry, Full Media here, and in this episode I'll be showing you how to make some flame props for a Zuko cosplay. That will really add something extra to it. So, we're going to start by cutting out a flame design out of a thin piece of EVA foam. Now, using this type of foam is a lot easier to cut out, and it makes it easier to heat treat and hot glue later. You can find this foam on Amazon or even Coscraft. For this next part, I'll be hot gluing some lollipop sticks into the inner parts of the prop. Now these lollipop sticks they work as a skeleton so that the prop doesn't flop around and keeps it all together. With the lollipop sticks all glued up, now it's time to move on to the next part. Now for the base of the prop, you're going to want to use a bottle cap. Now using this bottle cap you can hold on to it, so it makes it look like the flames are coming out of your fist, much like what they do in the show. And I'm just going to very quickly cut out a small little hole, and what your prop should do, you should be able to fit the flame prop through the hole and then glue it on later. Now what I've done is I've cut out an extra shape in the foam. It helps add to the overall design of the prop and that makes it look a little bit more kind of truer to the show, given that flames aren't just like one base flat thing, you know. I know what I'm talking about. It just adds to the design, okay? You can add any kind of design you want, but this is the design I'll be going with. Looks pretty good. Now I'm going to be quickly hot gluing the extra design onto the base of the prop. Now I'm using a lot of hot glue here just to make sure it all stays in place, because when you heat treat it later, like this type of foam tends to curl up, so you're going to want to get it as flat and as glued on as you can do. Now it's time to move on to the next step. For the second prop, I'm just going to quickly heat treat it. Now heat treating your foam seals up a lot of the holes so that when you plasti dip it or spray paint it, it won't sink through the holes and it'll just look a lot nicer. And yeah, just going to quickly heat treat that, and I also heat treated the other piece of foam that I forgot to add. So to get the best juice out of your plasti dip, stick it into a bottle of warmish water for a few minutes, and then you want to shake it before spraying for a few minutes as well. Now we're just going to quickly cover the prop in plasti dip. Remember to always plasti dip in a nice well ventilated area. And these are the paints I'll be using to paint the props. With some nice diluted acrylic paint, I'm going to start with the darker red at the base of the prop. Now in the show, the flames have like multiple colours, but from what I've noticed is that the flames are a little bit darker at the start when like they're starting to unleash it, so we're going to start with some darker red. We're going to overlay this later on as well. Now we're going to add the second type of paint. Now adding this second paint helps give it more colour, and we're just going to focus on the middle. Now later on, of course, I'll be overlaying all the paints together, but for right now we're just going to focus on the middle, just to keep the design simpler. And now we add the third and final paint. Now this is the lightest of all of them. This is going to go right at the tip because that's what the paint looks like in the show. Now I'm using acrylic paint simply because it's quite easy to dry and it's very easy to apply instead of spray paint, which of course it takes a while to dry out and sometimes it'll crack. So I'm just going to quickly finish painting this up, and I will probably continue to overlay paints off camera because you don't want to see me just paint in front of the camera for like 3 hours. Yeah, but we've got the base painted. Now we're going to move on to the final few steps of making this prop. Also, don't forget to paint the bottle cap as well, like I did. Oh man, but yeah, paint the bottle cap as well, just because even if your fingers are covering it, it just makes it look nice, And these are what your prop should look like after adding a few layers of paint. I've added 3 just because, I don't want to spend all my time painting. We're in the final stretch. Now it's going to finish up some lighter details. Just as a quick side note, I've noticed that the lighter paints tend to fade out a lot quicker. So when you're overlaying your paint, you're going to want to start from the lighter paints to the darker paints, so you're going to want to paint in reverse. Now I'm going to just quickly paint, and I'm going to move on to gluing on the bottle cap, and then we'll be finished. And here we have it, the final part. Now just make sure that the prop still fits through the bottle cap hole, and you're going to want to hot glue it, just like so. Just hot glue the inner part of the bottle cap to the prop. And here's what the prop should look like. Now you're going to hold on to the bottle cap with the inner part of your hand, and the flames will come out from the gap between your fingers. I think they look pretty good. Of course you could probably do way better than I have, but yeah, these are some pretty good flame props for a Zuko cosplay, or even an Azula or Ozai cosplay. The possibilities are limitless, I guess. So thank you for watching this tutorial video. There will be more tutorial videos coming out in the future. Like and subscribe if you'd like to see more, and I will be seeing you in a later video. Signing off and out.